What's up, Pikes Peak RC race news around the nation? It is Robbie here to give you guys the latest and greatest news for what's going on here, near, far, and abroad. What's up, everybody? And we are in that countdown to the TNR St. Patricks Bonanza, hosted by Thomas and Roman. All right, we cannot wait. I want to say this whole entire week, they're going to be prepping, getting the track ready. I don't know, I probably may make a trip out there, see what the progress is, and get with Thomas and Roman. And then on March 27th, Friday, kicks it off with setup and practice for the whole entire day. And then March 28th, Saturday, we'll kick off with a little bit more practice for those that missed Friday. Then we'll go into a driver's meeting, and then we'll start qualifications throughout the whole entire day. Then on Saturday will be the whole entire day of mains. All right, and then we'll cap it off right there, and then finish it off with race number 1 this year for TNR Raceway. The second one will be up in October. All right, so time to be determined. All right, we'll get a time frame for you guys on that one. Getting ready. All right, just finished up. LRC just did their last club race right before this TNR event in lieu and practice for, again, the TNR event. All right, also it was Russ's birthday. Happy belated B-Day, Russ, to you. Hope you guys had a great time out there. Graham got some pizza for everybody, and yeah, just some good club racing and practice getting ready for this big race coming up. All right, and the biggest announcement for the St. Patrick's Bonanza and the introduction of a new class, and it's just going to be an exhibition class, will be these big boys here. All right, be 8 scale and 7 scale. There's going to be an exhibition class. They just added it today. There's been a lot of interest. A lot of people were asking questions to Thomas and Rome, and they decided to bring this class in effect on top of already the short course 10 scale. All right, this is an 8 scale to 7 scale vehicle, i.e. we call this the SCT 48, which does not exist with Techno. So if you guys go on Techno and you guys try to Google or try to look for the SCT 48, it does not exist. It is a mixture of the buggy. It is a mixture of the truggy, using the truggy chassis, the rear center shaft from the dip, this rear center dip, that shaft right there, that drive shaft, and the rear brace, and then the front and rear arms and diff housings, the whole complete assemblies with the shock towers and stuff will be transferred over to the truggy chassis, and bam, you have a short course truck. Okay, so again, this vehicle does not exist. There are other vehicles out there, i.e. the Mojave 4S. There is also the Max Slash from Traxxas. There is the Baja Ray and Traxxas UDR. Will all fit in that class of the 1817 scale. Okay, so this will be that exhibition class. Now, if you guys want to go ahead and build this, again, I did post some videos a while back. It was a 2-part video of where I showed what you needed for the SCT 48 that does not exist with Techno. Okay, now will Techno build one? We don't know, but I'll tell you right now, these 8 scale trucks are gaining a lot of interest on the East Coast, and it is slowly moving this way. All right, the first one to build one in our area, I want to say, was Tess. And then I made mine. John just made his. I think a couple other people are making theirs as well too, using the Techno platform. Also, you can use other platforms as well too, i.e. Team Associated, Losi, I want to say probably Kyosho as well, Mugen, S-Works, so on and so forth. All right, so go ahead, choose your poison. As long as the parts are interchangeable between the truggy and buggy, just like Techno does. And I want to say Team Associated does the same as well too. Okay, again, on 17 mil hexes, you will be using the buggy wheels and tires. On here, I got the V1s in that yellow wheel fashion from Dialed RC. So yes, again, that will be my poison of tire choice for the short course. You may adjust because I have not, well, I've tested this, but outside the house. I have not tested this at a track yet, so this will be the first time it's out there, i.e. hence why it's going to be an exhibition race. Also, in the announcement, they said there are going to be podium pictures for the top 5 in this exhibition class. No trophies. That is now going to change. All right. I've got to wait for Thomas to approve pictures, and then trophies will be printed out. They will be in that small little metal rectangular fashion, but again, it will be a trophy for the exhibition class. You just got to get Thomas to get approval on the pictures, and then he'll probably get those all printed up and stuff. Again, there was an announcement that there were not going to be no podium trophies, and then here we are. Looks like they might be some out there for this exhibition class. So we're super duper excited. I've been waiting. I love the short course truck, and a lot of people are like, oh, we already got the short course truck. Yes, we have it in the 10 scale over at TNR Raceway, and then amongst the other tracks, i.e. Faster Laps and LRC. Again, the 10 scale being the 4-wheel drive Traxxas Slash, and then not the Max Slash, don't get the two mixed up. The Traxxas Slash, I want to say Techno 410, the 2.0. And there's also Losi has theirs, which is a discontinued vehicle. And again, those are pretty much the most popular platforms. Again, here is the size of the 10 scale to the 8 scale. So you can definitely see the size difference there. Again, big difference in body size and stuff. Let me grab Isaiah's body here real quick, because we're kind of sharing the truck, and if he wants to race it, I'll bring his blue body out if I'm racing it, so on and so forth. But again, you guys get the idea of the size of the bodies and the size between the 8 scale and 10 scale. All right, so again, those are the sizes that will be used for this exhibition race. All right, 8 scale and 7 scale. Okay, also Roman and Thomas just put out a bird's eye view and a map of the racetrack, the building itself. So on the outside, again, look where you're going to be at for the color coding of the RVs, the trailers, the regular parking, to include the canopy setup and the bathrooms. And then again, there's more than enough pit areas up in the inside. Again, dress for the weather. Dress for the weather, because we do not know. You know how Colorado is. They're unpredictable with the weather. And it looks like the first day of setup and practice is going to be kind of chilly. And then it'll get warmer too on Sunday. But again, inside the building, there's no insulation. So again, dress to the weather. Dress in layers so you can downgrade or upgrade however you need to stay warm or cool, however your body temp regulates. All right. So again, don't want nobody getting sick out there and stuff. We just want everybody to enjoy and have fun out there. Again, it's all about the camaraderie and the atmosphere. Again, if you guys have any issues, again, there's plenty of people out there to help you guys get you where you need to get, or help you in fine-tuning your vehicle. There's a lot of people out there. Granted, we're all trying to be competitive, but we also want to help out everybody who may need some help or asking for advice, so on and so forth. I had a couple people come up to my table at Graham's Club Series race, and they were asking about the vehicles and stuff like that. You know, Isaiah's Truggy, which is over there, my Truggy, and what was used, what brand, so on and so forth. So again, I'm always there to help out. If you guys got any questions, and if I don't know any, I'll certainly try to get the correct answer for you guys, asking around, or point you guys in that right direction. Okay, so again, we're all here to help out each other. Also, at the event, if you guys find me or I run into you and you guys ask for a towel, in the last video I posted, I'll be giving out towels. So again, I got some Pikes Peak RC Race News Around the Nation towels. I'll give out some techno towels here and there. If you guys want a towel, go ahead, hit me up, ask me. I'll be more than happy to give you guys a towel. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the updates of the TNR race. Again, the brand new exhibition class that's being introduced, and probably will be a permanent class coming up here in October, gauging the interest. And it looks like a lot of people were interested in this scale, so I cannot wait myself. All right, to give you guys a rough idea, again, using the Truggy chassis. This is the front, this is the rear, using the 410 110 scale shock tower posts. I got them mounted on the shock towers from the 8 scale. Again, the 410 front and rear skid plates, bumpers. Obviously, it's underneath the body. It's not outside the body like the true 10 scales are. And then I'm using front and rear whole complete assemblies of the arms, diffs, and shock towers with the shocks from the 2.1. So this is like a 2.1, 2.0 calibration or Frankenstein mod that I got here. Again, Techno does not have this vehicle in stock. All right, very easy, very straightforward putting this together. There's a lot of vids out there and posts out there on how to do this. They give you all the right parts and stuff, what's needed, what's getting discarded, so on and so forth. If you guys go scroll back a couple videos back, I did a full-blown 2-part series on the conversion from your buggy and your truggy getting the SCT 48. That does not exist with Techno. Okay, so that's pretty much it with that vehicle. I cannot wait. This is going to be a very fun class, especially it being brand new, and a lot of people are excited about this class. I am. I cannot wait, I should say. So yes, we're going to have a blast. All right, now another thing that was just posted recently in my videos was the short shock tower mod for my EB48 2.2 to include the Nitro Buggy 48 2.2, and this is the only mod that it's for. All right, so people are asking, how big are the shock towers? Well, I got some stock shock towers here and some aftermarket ones. These ones from Techno TI. You can also get them from JTP. All right, and they're pretty much the same design, I should say. So again, this is the stock shock tower. This is the aftermarket one. You can see how shallow this one is and see how deep that one is. In comparison to size, let me get the holes lined up. You can see definitely the height difference between the two, and the width is out just a tad bit more. All right. And then we go into the rears. Again, the rear, look how deep that is to the aftermarket one, to how shallow that is. Let me get this lined up so you can get an idea of the short shock tower mod. There we go. All right, obviously it's a little bit wider, placing the shock eyelets a little bit more out, and obviously it's lower. Okay, also in conjunction with this mod, you will have to take your rear shock, get rid of it completely. Don't get rid of it because you can use it as a spare part, but you're going to move your front shock to the rear. Your front shock going to the rear will be now your rear shock, but you're going to have to change your pistons out. So what I did was I took the pistons from my rear shocks that I took off and put them on my front shocks that are now the rear. Now my pistons that were on the front, now I moved those to the new shock bodies and new shock shafts, i.e. the part number for those are TKR 6004 and 6002. And again, you can go through the manual and I'll show you all the seals and O-rings that you need. What I did was I transferred my shock cap, my collar, and the bottom O-ring cap. I transferred those over to the new shock body and shock shaft. All right, so overall, you need to move that 122 millimeter to the rear. So the rear now becomes 122 millimeter and the front is now 107 millimeter. Now with that said, you're gonna have to get the shorter springs. The short springs that Techno offers right now are the 73 millimeters. They are TKR 6030, 31, 32, and 33, coming in pink, yellow, orange, and green. Again, choose your poison on the weights that you're going to be needing for your vehicle. I went ahead and ordered 2 per just in case I need to adjust on the go or on the fly to get the best performance out of my vehicle. Again, doing the short shock tower mod brings down your LCG, and the other mod that I did was the wide pivot kit mod using the 2.0 arms modded and then the C&D blocks from the Truggy pretty much. Now, Techno does have a kit coming out here in the future for the short shock tower mod, and the wide pivot kit to where you don't have to modify and you can get everything from Tekno. No, it is not a cash grab. Sorry. But a lot of people are saying it's a cash grab. No, it's just a, you know, throughout the time when a new platform comes out, there's always going to be modifications added to the vehicle. And that's just one of those things. All right. Now, will it come out on probably a brand new platform for Tekno? Who knows? We don't know right now. But right now, it is a option modded part for the Tekno MB and EB48 2.2. All right, if you want to go that route right now, you can get with JTP or Tekno TI, and also Tekno website itself to get the other parts that you may need. Now, there's other companies out there that offer shorter springs. Again, you're just gonna have to look them up. I know a couple of my buddies, they had to go through Italy to get their springs. Another place was Taiwan to get, other than the 73 millimeter springs and 16 millimeter diameter, they went ahead and got the 68, 62s. I think you could go as low as 40s, and I don't think you need 40s. You just, again, I think they're staying within the high 50s all the way up to the 73s and adjusting from there. Okay, so they come in different weight variants, and again, you're just gonna have to adjust fire. Also, me moving my pistons from front to rear, and then taking off my rear ones and putting on the front ones. Again, I only did that so I pretty much did what the factory specs were. Again, just bringing down that LCG. So again, the orange and yellow springs that I'm using, I tried to match the weight front and rear to from the 73 millimeter to the original size that I had originally, and then went from there, and then adjusting my ride height. I want to say I think I'm 25 in the rear and 23 up in the front. So those are my height choices. Also, you're going to need, most importantly, because when I put my mod on for the short shock tower, and I was like, I cannot get my droop right, and I totally forgot I have my parts here. TKR 6140D. You're going to definitely need this. Now, this kit right here, or these parts, come stock in the MT48 monster truck version or the basher version for Tekno. These come, I don't know why they don't come with the kits. All right, the other brands, they give the different shock eyelet sizes from 2, 4, 0, whatever. All right, what comes stock on the buggy and the truggy are zeros. So you're going to need, in my case, I'm using 2 and 4s on mine. I forgot which way I had them, but again, to get that right droop that I needed, put my droop back where it was at, i.e. 0 and -5 for the rear. That was my original setting, so I wanted to get that back. But again, bringing that LCG down on the vehicle. Who knows? There might be other mods coming out shortly too, because just like in 10 scale, we flip our shocks upside down on the rear. Who's to say it's not going to happen for the truggy or the buggy? It might be a thing. We'll see. All right. Right now, the cups ain't that deep. The pockets for the A-arms are not that deep to handle the shocks being upside down. Who knows? There might be a mod out there. We don't know. But other than that, that is pretty much it. Pikes Peak RC race news around the nation. Again, I want to thank my sponsors, Gents Ace in the truggy using the 7500, in the buggy using that 6300. I want to say 130C for this one and 140C for the buggy on the 6300, and then again the 7500 being the 130. And then my choice of tires being Dialed RC. I am using the V7s all the way around. My son is using the V1s. We were using those over at LRC. We're going to go ahead and apply that same concept of driving over to TNR, on top of all the modifications I just did to my vehicle, because again, I just changed the whole dynamic and geometry of my vehicle by doing what I did with the wide pivot kit and the short shock tower mod. All right, and then we got the Teknos here. I got Teknos all over the place. Again, the non-existent SCT 48 that does not exist with Tekno, but they do have a short course, the 410 2.0, which is their main 10 scale short course truck. And then we got the buggies and truggies both in electric and nitro fashion. And then we have LFR. I just got my bodies in the other day and finished painting them The other night, again, I think I matched this to my Ryobi pack out box setup. So again, went ahead and did this. My son demolished his body, his Beretta V2 body from Leadfinger Racing, and I went ahead and got 2 more in. So one for my buggy and then one for his buggy. His buggy is super duper bright now, so there's no reason why he can't see that. He's always seen this vehicle anyway. He's got good eyes. But again, leadfingerrc.com for them Beretta V2 bodies, and they supply pretty much every single brand out there for the 8 scale buggy and truggy, to include some of the 10 scale here and Micro B's bodies and the clear and smoked wings. All right. Again, want to thank Techno, want to thank Leadfinger Racing, Dialed RC, and Jen's Ace for sponsoring me this year, this race season. Again, it's again, I'm still learning. I'm just blessed to be picked up by those guys, to represent them, putting out the products, and I think that's pretty much the main thing, because I am still a brand new driver, only getting into the 8 scale just last year, around September timeframe, just getting into it, and I hadn't got much track time, and I'm glad I went out to LRC this last one. Isaiah placed 3rd in the under 15, driving for the first time his buggy. Again, thanks to Zeke for that buggy, and yeah, we cannot wait. Again, the new exhibition class, the 1.8, 1.7 scale short course trucks. Also, look at on TNR Raceway for the bird's eye view of the map of where to park, where not to park, where things are getting set up. Also, if you have not already, please sign the waiver on the TNR Raceway page on Facebook. There's a QR code there to include a website link. You guys got to do that waiver. You can use one waiver to sign your kids up as well too, with on top of yours. All right, so there, you don't have to fill out 2. Just you're adding names. All right, it is good for the year, so it'll be good for this race and the race coming up in the future for October. We cannot wait. I am Robbie with the Pikes Peak RC Race News around the nation. I will see you on tomorrow's video. Take care.